We are going to try and do what we have to do as fast as we can, but that would also depend on their cooperation. They have to be willing to engage in further training, because there are some types of behavior that we are recognizing in the space that just not acceptable.
So me check said them are going to build restroom somewhere up here. So I will rent some bathroom and make we here. People come clean it up. There is no restroom. When I want people, sometimes we never can reach down at my 5 family. We have to run over the bush. I would, so when they were building it, we asked them, say, where's the bathroom? Can you see this party? He jumped them there with the water. We think it was bathroom was after them are building. And we said it's not a bathroom. It's too jump, but that's also wash our hand and we can use the water. Water done out of it and nobody come and fix it back.
Since the video got out and became viral, what's the impact like on sales?
It's still a going. It still was going on. Call yesterday some foreigner come.
What is it that they're going to do now?
The gentleman said them are call a meeting until we come back.
And in the meantime, what are you going to do for yourself? You rely on this for your livelihood. What are you
doing? Come back and do the same thing.
Challenges that we are facing that's kind of hindering how fast we move with respect to that. We have had meetings and gotten feedback from the citizens there, and those are feedback, and feedback there we have to take into consideration, which would have slowed the process of lifting and upgrading the facility there. And there are some other issues. There are some public safety issues with respect to the movement of vehicular traffic in the space. But that is what we're saying. There are some spaces in the municipality and stretched across Jamaica that have been spaces being used for certain kinds of activities for years, 30, 40, 50 years. This municipality here in this space that we have jurisdiction, that we have been taking steps to upgrade those facilities and to do so in a manner that is I would say that is in the spirit of cooperation and working together to resolve issues. And that's the approach that we have taken. And sometimes that approach is difficult at times, but we try our best, as best as we can not to impact negatively the earning power of people, the business activities of people. We try our best to do as much as we can to make the changes while having the least inconvenience as possible.
You've been here for how long?
Wally, people can't call me brother. Wally per year.
Do you have kids? You say,
yeah. The kids, them right now, one of my kids, they're home. She just graduated from school and they're home.
So you plan to provide for them now that you don't have?
I don't know, I say I do them. If I throw my partner, every day I throw $6,000 for my partner. And I pay a loan, $3,500 for loan.
What happened today? This are 2 times right. So 2 times right. It's a video gone viral. So this now gone viral. It has to be hell. It can't be the worst because guess what? This is a foundation and from my little and from I know myself also, Professor my hosting down. So me sell the vendor them and the vendor them support me and me support back the vendor them at the end of the day. So at the end of the day is when me I say to the media, that's why this is the media, the first me back up on the media. This is the media. When me I say to the media, somebody, anybody send help from other people then that them can come out back at Christmas and come right out the corner, you know. And them have them loan, them have them bills. I understand this have to go into truth and right. So if this have to lockdown, it's have to lockdown. But come back around now and come help the people then. Because in the first place, Ria and the nephew, that should have been there in the first place. You understand?
That being what? What specifically should have been
when
there?
this bill, that is Ray and nephew, whatever support them, sponsor them, which is nice. I think when it feels a tiny some sponsor them because track them where they use and use the so they have to use neighbor yard or go, you know, somewhere else, you know, whatever. They do what they have to do, defecate. Wash them hands, sanitize everything. Because when I come up here, so I know sanitizer up here so straight. Bleach, Dettol, everything up here so straight. So it's not like say Me I pick up somebody that wrong.
Mr. Mayor, I spoke to some of the vendors and they're saying this is their only form of income. They don't have any money to send their kids to school, nothing without this. Is there anything that will be put in place to help them?
And you see, that's the kind of things that I've been speaking about. So when we come into spaces and we find people operating there for 30, 40 years in those spaces, our approach has always been, let's try and lift the aesthetics, lift the facilities, upgrade the facilities in those areas to acceptable standards. At the same time, having the least negative impact as possible. Trying to ensure that they are able to continue their business activity and continue to provide for their homes and their families while upgrading the space. And we have done so in several spaces in the municipality. But that is a kind of slower approach. When you do that, it takes more time to do what you have to do because you're trying to maintain persons within the space while you do your upgrade of the space. Also, that's a part of the issue in closing spaces, because when you move to closed spaces, that is the argument that you're meted with many times, and it's an argument that you can't just ignore. As mayor and as a municipality, you can't just ignore it. You have to still look at it, but at the end, you have to take the decisions that best serve the public interest. And I understand what they are saying. We are quite cognizant of that. But there are some steps that we are taking. We are going to try and do what we have to do as fast as we can, but that would also depend on their cooperation. That would depend on their cooperation. They have to be willing to engage in further training because there are some types of behavior that we are recognizing in the space that just not acceptable, and that they are the part of the vendors, they need to change. And so we have spoken to the public health department, we spoke to them this morning, we spoke to them yesterday, and they have expressed, and they are willing, they are committed to providing the necessary training. The vendors have to be willing to pursue the training and to demonstrate that the training would have impacted them in terms of their own practices. And then that's when we will open the space. But as it is now, it is, in my mind, a lot is up to the vendors and how they respond to what is happening here.
A bad man, she bad mind me, you know. But me, I tell her, she can't stop me. No time.
So they're saying that if you guys get the facilities in order, food handlers permit and
I have a food handlers. I always have my food handlers. Have my friend them up there. I always have my food handlers.
So you're willing to go to the training and work with the authorities to get it open back up?
Yeah. That gentleman say I call a meeting. That's to go back up. You see, it's a worldwide something, you know, me there all over, and if you go to the airport, you see me picture put up in a airport.
So how do you feel now that videos
Money
out there?
all of them where you see out there, so. And every foreigner come, I just me them come too. But to my bonner, to every me the white people them come, me and them sit down and them they eat crab and they enjoy themselves.